For decades, a peculiar conspiracy theory has captivated Beatles fans worldwide. The Paul is dead theory. This theory alleges that Paul McCartney, one of the band's legendary members, died in a tragic car accident in 1966 and was secretly replaced by a lookalike. Despite the absurdity of the claims, the theory has persisted over the years, spawning numerous speculative explanations and evidence from fans and enthusiasts. In this article, we will delve into the origins of the theory, examine its key claims, and present logical counterarguments to debunk the Paul is dead myth. The Paul is dead theory emerged in late 1969 when a college newspaper published an article suggesting that Paul McCartney had died in 1966 and was replaced by a double. The writer, a student of the time, claimed to have discovered hidden clues in the Beatles' album's covers, song lyrics, and audio recordings that supposedly confirmed the tragic event. Proponents of the theory assert that Beatles intentionally embedded hidden messages and symbols in their album covers. The iconic Abbey Road cover, for instance, is believed to represent a funeral procession, with the members of the band supposedly symbolizing a clergyman, a pallbearer, a corpse, Paul, and gravedigger. However, this interpretation is purely subjective and lacks concrete evidence from the band itself. Some supporters of the theory claim that when specific Beatles songs are played backward, cryptic messages confirming Paul's death can be heard. This phenomenon, known as backmasking, is more often a product of the human brain seeking patterns and not an intentional act by the band. These alleged hidden messages are mere coincidences and can vary depending upon the listener's interpretation. The theory argues that various song lyrics containing references to Paul's death and the cover-up, yet many of these interpretations are far-fetched and rely on cherry-picking specific lines out of context to fit the narrative. The Beatles were known for their poetic and sometimes ambiguous lyrics, and attributing a definitive meaning to them can be subjective and misleading. One of the most significant flaws in the Paul is dead theory is the absence of any credible first-hand testimony. None of the Beatles or individuals closely associated with the band have ever confirmed the existence of a lookalike replacement for Paul. In fact, Paul McCartney himself has openly addressed the absurdity of the theory in interviews. Different proponents of the theory have presented contradictory accounts of how and when the alleged death and cover-up occurred. This inconsistency raises questions about the theory's legitimacy and undermines its credibility. The theory heavily relies on logical fallacies such as confirmation bias and selective perception. Believers actively seek out evidence that supports their claims while ignoring evidence that contradicts them, leading to a skewed and distorted perspective. The Paul is dead theory remains an intriguing but baseless conspiracy that lacks concrete evidence and relies on speculative interpretations of album covers, song lyrics, and audio recordings. Despite its longevity, the theory falls apart when subjected to logical scrutiny and a critical examination of the alleged evidence. As we appreciate the cultural impact of the Beatles and their music, let us remember to distinguish between imaginative conspiracies and historical reality.